Hello guys, welcome back to part 3 of Niagara Torchfire. In this section, we'll focus on attaching the torch to character's hand with proper animations and ensure the torch looks good during the character movement throughout the scene. Alright, let's begin. We'll be using a torch idle animation from Mixamo. The link is available in the description. First, let's create an animation folder inside the main folder. Then create a Mixamo folder and import the animation. Very well, now let me retarget the animation to Unreal Character real quick. We are going to blend this animation with the character's main state. The upper body is going to hold the torch and use the torch idle animation, and the lower body is going to follow the character's locomotion. For the first step, let's attach the torch to the character's hand. Let's go to character's skeleton and create a new socket in the left hand because the torch idle animation is holding the torch in the left hand. I'm gonna name it torch L socket. Next, add the torch as preview asset because we need to adjust the socket position. Now you can remove the previewed asset. Alright, let's get back to character's blueprint. Let's go to Event Graph tab and start implementing attach logic. First, we need to spawn the torch blueprint. For this, we can use spawn actor from class. Also, we want to execute this logic on begin play event. The spawn transform pin is required. We want the torch to be spawned in character's hand socket, so drag the mesh to the graph and grab get socket transform node. We defined the socket earlier in character's skeleton, which was torch L socket. Change the space to RTS component. This is the best option when attaching to a socket. It provides the transform relative to the skeletal mesh itself. Alright, after spawning, we're gonna use attach actor to component. The target is the spawned torch and the parent is going to be the character's mesh. Let's copy and paste the socket name for attachment. And change location, rotation and scale rule to snap to target. And that's it. Let's test the game. Now let's continue by blending the torch idle animation with the character's existing movement. In character's blueprint, click on browse icon on the anim class property and open animation blueprint. Go to anim graph section. Alright, look at this pin coming out from the control rig and connecting to the output pose. This is the final output of everything we're doing. It's combined result of all animations currently active within the state machine. Now we want to blend final output with torch idle animation. For this, we're gonna use a node which is layered blend per bone. Just by reading the input pins, you can say that the main pose is going to be connected to the base pose and the torch idle animation is going to be connected to the blend pose. You can directly connect the control rig to base pose, but this is not the best approach. I'm gonna teach you a better and cleaner way. You can cache any pose you want in animation blueprint by dragging from an output and search for save cache. Click on new save cached pose. Let's rename it to main pose. If you hover your cursor on it, it says denotes an animation that can be referenced elsewhere in the blueprint. So we can reference this cache whenever we want inside this blueprint. You can right-click and search for Use Cache, which is going to show you all the saved caches. I want to use main pose cache, then let's connect it to base pose. Let's say you have a complex animation blueprint. There are many things going on. By double-clicking on Use Cache, it will take you to the saved cache. I'm gonna do this also for torch idle animation. Let's drop it to the graph, drag from it and save a new cache for it. I'm gonna name it torch pose. Now here use the cache and connect it to the blend pose. We also need to connect the final output to the output pose. Alright, by compiling it, you're going to see no changes, because we also need to configure layered blend per bone node. If you click on it, in the details panel, there is a layer setup. Click on the plus icon to add a new branch filter. Here, we need to specify the bone name. The torch idle animation will override both this bone and all of its child bones. First, let's open up character skeleton. Let's also choose a preview animation, which I want torch idle animation. Alright, as I said earlier, I want the character's upper body to use this animation. Upper body starts from spine _01. So let's type this into bone name. Now let's see how it works. You'll notice that the torch animation's upper body appears stuck to the character's legs, which looks quite awkward. Let's see how we can fix this. From torch animation, I just need this left hand pose, which is holding the torch. I don't need the rest of the body to be overridden. If you go through the upper body bones, there's spine 02, spine 03, spine 04. Then inside spine 05, there's clavicle L. I need this bone and its child bones to be overridden. So let's type clavicle L for the bone name. Now it looks perfect. The only issue here, as you noticed, is that the flames are stretching too much when character moves. Let's open up NS Fire, which is our Niagara system. I'm gonna add a new module to particle update, which is inherit source movement. Let's also add it for embers and smoke. Now if you test the game, it works, but it's a little bit too much. Right now the values on inherit source movement are set to 1, which means all the movement is being inherited. So let's decrease it to a value like 0.95. Alright, that's it for Torch Fire series. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video and subscribe to my channel, and thanks for watching.